I think it is near impossible to truly understand your body, or at least how your body is going to respond to a certain workout, regardless of however you feel. The reason why I say this is because in this session, I came in super tired, really fatigued, and I just felt like I didn't get sufficient rest and adequate recovery for today. However, my holds felt really strong. They felt a lot stronger than my past session, and I was under the assumption that this training day was going to be a regressive phase where I'm just not going to be as strong as before, and I just got to cop it and just go on. But when I think about this, it's truly surprising to realize that it's almost a universal experience where when you go in with a really you feel really poor and you just don't feel all that strong, and you manage to hit a PR. I've heard this way too many times. I've experienced this way too many times. So it's so unusual to have this inconsistency in your expression or understanding of how you feel compared to your external performance. So why is it that when you feel so bad and just so fatigued, you actually perform your best? Why is it these peak moments of your strength comes out so inconsistent and untimed, or at least unplanned? And I guess there's a lot of ways to manipulate this peak of strength, and that's what naturally occurs, or that's what's demanded for competitions. So if you're going for the if you're just going for a squat PR or a bench PR, you'll program yourself and taper off, and you will reduce your load near the end of your phase in order to just predict, or at least maximize your strength on that day. But when for the natural person, or the average gym goer, why is it that your PRs tend to not come about consistently? You can't necessarily plan it out unless you force yourself to have a program where you have to test your PR on this day. But it just seems unusual that to truly understand your body is not, it's really inconsistent with how your mind may perceive it. And what the biggest issue I wanted to mention was, if you don't really have a strong understanding of what your body needs, especially with how inconsistent things can be, can you truly function with auto-regulation? And instead of predetermining what your training system is going to be for the day, you instead auto-regulate and change or adapt your sessions, your intensity, to compensate for your performance, or at least how you feel. And when I think about this, it's truly unnatural to see this, and it's confusing. I guess there's a very strong disparity between a training with auto-regulated experience versus training with established and well-functioning programs. When you come in with a program, you go in and you do everything that you need to do. You go in, you do the work that needs to be done. So it seems like having that kind of consistency helps to just ensure that you just keep going and grind through your sessions. And whether you perform well or not, it doesn't matter. You just do those reps and sets. And that's one thing I actually do like about programming. But another part of me wants to, I want to reconsider the potential and the benefits of auto-regulating and just determining how you feel and using that as a source to dictate your sessions in order to, really just adapt your intensity to your demands. And the fact that I've have a few sessions where I just don't feel the best, and then I go in feeling really bad, I just do these sets and the reps that I'm needed to do, and then I just suddenly try it out a static hold, and it feels so good. It's so conflicting, because a part of me really wants to understand why this happens, but another part of me is also thinking maybe it's just natural part of your how your body responds, so we can't really change it. You just got to accept it and move on, and do your best to just be consistent with your training in order to maximize those days where you do feel good. So it's truly interesting stuff to talk about, and I guess there's a lot more to discuss. So yeah, that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.